So now let's look at our data. So this is our new data. This is date. So all these are the date. These are the timestamps. So this is a new field we added in this particular data. Then there is invoice, charges, ticket type, journey started from, and journey end from. So that means invoice number or the person traveled on this day at this time using the ticket, and the charges are this, traveled from this station to this station. So this is the story behind this particular data, if we can see it properly. Now let's just try to understand one thing, what our presentation was saying us. So here the task was to perform the analysis of bus transportation. Okay, so that means we need to do a descriptive analysis first. After doing descriptive analysis, we are going to find out the pattern which is running, forecasting, and we should not forget out all these other tasks which are associated with all these points. So here, if we can see, we have something which is known as weekday and weekend, right? And weekdays and weekends are for every month, every bus depot, etc. So that means we need to understand that we need to create new parameters named weekdays and weekends. So the thing can be done in both the cases, in Tableau as well, in Excel as well. So what we'll do is we do it in Excel and then put it into Tableau. How we'll do is, let's go back to the Excel. We need a weekday and a weekend. So apart from that, we'll be having a number of week. So week number. So what we'll do is we'll have this week number session. We'll be using an Excel function, week number, and then we'll be selecting date, and it's 49. Okay. What I believe is, so the format over here is not exactly the format we need. So there is a difference in the format as well. Okay. Week number of this. So what we'll do is, first thing is we'll be changing up the format. It's a date format, right? But still there are some glitches with the format. Okay, so we cannot find out the formats because things are not working properly in these cases. Okay, so that means we cannot create it from here. Fine. So then what we can do is we can just take it into Tableau, and then we will be developing all these, or we will be changing all these points. So as we can see, there are some format issues going over here. So what we'll do is, for time being, we'll keep it like this, and we'll take whole data into Tableau. So this is our Tableau. We'll go find and we'll take up the Excel file. So now if we see, everything is in date format. So if it is not, then please change it to date format. Yes. So now each thing is in date format. So now this is a timestamp. Okay. So but we need it into only time. So that means we are going to change it to string. Perfect. So this is the time we got. Now next is the invoice number. Then invoice number is string, right? Then there is charges, which are number. So the number, which kind of number? It's decimal number. We'll take it whole number. Perfect. Now there is type A, and everything is fine now. So there are some null values, but that's okay. We'll manage it. Let's go to sheet. Now if we go back to our slide, so the first thing is usage of transportation monthly and weekly, on that too on average basis. So what we'll do now is we'll start checking out the number of records, which means the number of records, and then there is a date. So there are 2 years. 2 years means 2017 and 18, but we are looking out for monthly basis. So this is month basis. January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. So now we have this thing on monthly basis, right? Now, what else? I mean, this is the count of each and every month going on, isn't it? But our task was not this. Our task was to get the average every month. So what are we going to do? That's simple. In the month of what are we going to do is we are going to create a new calculated field. This calculated field, we are going to capture the average count, and here we'll be taking sum of number of records divided by count TD of number of records, and okay. So we now have a calculated item named average count. Will you be putting up this average count? Okay. Now still it gives the same thing. So that means we need to change different value. Instead of number of records, date. So now we got the average value each month. Now what I did in this is, what is this calculated item and how I did all these points. So let's go back and check about this calculated item. Edit, right. So this is sum of number of records divide by count TD date. So this count TD is nothing but the count option which you will get it over here. It returns the number of distinct item in a group. Null values aren't counted. Each unique value is counted only once. So that's the reason we have used count TD, because it was not necessary that we use count TD, because we also have count, we also have running count and window count as well. Okay, so all these things are the function, inbuilt function. And this is not the only thing we have a lot of. We have sum, running sum, window sum, etc. So there are a lot of functions available as well in this sector. And if we want to take the average, we could have taken up the average of it as well. So this is one of the proper way to define. And this is some of the number of counts. And we are done. So, okay, so it created two charts. Now, what are we going to do is, this is looking nice, but this is not what we want. The same thing to look in a different way. So we are going to change its chart as well. This is how it is going to look. Okay. Now let's just put on some colors as well. So the thing on which it's going aside, and if we want to change our colors, so we can just change our color. So let's make it more bitter color. And I prefer going for red or just orange stuff. So this is what the color I'm looking at. Step color. Okay, so I'll make it, yes, like this, and apply. The darker it is, more average count it has. Light it is, the more. But now we can see there are a few things which got matched up with the background. So let's go back to the color, edit color, make it 5 counts or 6 counts, apply. Okay, 5 counts, apply. Okay, right. So now it is technically visible to us as well. Now the next thing is we need to have the labels as well. We'll select like this and we'll click on view, mark label, always show. Yes, so there are values out here. It's looking so perfectly nice. And in the details section, now we can see we have for the February month, its average count. What else we want? Do we want to know actual count as well, which is going monthly? Is it? So what we are going to do is we are just going to drop the number of count into the detail. And yes, see. So there are 66 counts, there are 85 counts. So there are again 66 counts in the month of March. There are 78 counts, total number of counts. So that can be visible while just having the hover. Now we'll change the sheet name. So we'll click over here, we'll put up like average monthly bus transport usage. Okay. So here it is. Okay, average. This is the report. We'll again copy the same thing and we'll change the sheet name as well. So this is how it is going to look. Now, if a person wants to know what is the average amount of person traveling every January, then it's this: average, average, and average. Now, the same thing can be viewed on a day level as well. See, isn't it every month's day level? What we'll do is, it was our target technically. We needed to find monthly level and weekly level. So let's change it to a weekly level. What we are going to do now is we are going to create a new page. We are going to a new sheet and we are going to take average. We are going to take date, and in this date we are going to have more week number. Right now you can see we have all the week numbers associated, isn't it? We'll change it to the graphs we want. We want bar graph, so this is our bar graph, right? Average count in the first week is 4.3, average count in the second week is this. So we again need to have the labels. So what we are going to do is average on this numbers, and we got these labels as well, isn't it? Okay, so let's see more on all these points.